Hey, happy day 16 of the BP Challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about yet another expert source. We're going to pick 3 sources as part of this research segment of the 90-day lifestyle and health challenge. Now, we looked at a source yesterday and we looked at that source and we said, okay, we began evaluating what's important, what's urgent, and what's necessary. Before that, we looked at the first source and we said, okay, what is the main message? What is their biggest thing that they're trying to show me and teach me with the information that they're sharing? What's the biggest thing, the biggest message source 1 has to say? Now, then we added that and important, urgent, necessary to source 2. Now with source 3, we're going to look at another expert source today, and we're going to ask ourselves, okay, we're going to just look at it from a slightly different perspective. What is the problem that they can solve for me? What is the problem I want to solve? I want to lower my blood pressure. Whatever your problem is for you, what is the problem that you want to solve? And how does this expert source solve this problem for you? Now, in addition to that, you want to find out, well, I guess I answered it all in one sentence. How does this expert source recommend that you solve this problem? Is it a step-by-step thing? Is it a supplemental physical thing? Is it a physical thing? Is it an exercise, an activity, a movement? Is it whatever it is that they recommend? Because so far in blood pressure, I've found nutritional things, supplemental things. I've found movement, physical things, activity things. I've found diet things. I've found common sense things like water, air, sleep, things like that. And so I've taken something from each of my first 3 sources. Remember, Mayo was the top, the 10 things you can do to lower your blood pressure that aren't taking a drug. And so today, when we look at this source, what's the main message? How are they going to solve my problem? How do they recommend that I go about solving my problem? What is the one thing that they say, or the one area they say is most important in getting the goal that I want, solving my problem? Because usually when we want to achieve something, there's problems along the way that we need to solve. That's all we need to do today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about in more detail what we do with these resources and how we research and just the next step in what we need to do. But the first part of that is looking at the resource, finding the most important piece of information in it. We'll actually, throughout the 90-day challenge, probably use 5 areas, 5 different things, or I think 5 or 6, but 5 is usually enough. 5 different areas and things that we'll work on and use this same overall process for analyzing. And the first step in that is, of course, part of the research, knowing how to get the information that we need to answer the questions that we have along the way of creating anything that we want. So I'm not sure that this was clear. I hope it was clear. Just one more resource. What is the biggest problem that they solve, and how do they recommend that you solve it? It's just a slightly different way of asking the question, hey, this is what I want. How do I get there? Well, how do I get there usually involves problems along the way and obstacles. How are they recommending that I overcome these obstacles and challenges that I'm bound to find and hit along the way of any journey, anything that I'm trying to do or achieve? That's it. Have an amazing day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. If you have any questions, go ahead, put them in the comments below, and I will be glad to help, with any answers that you might need, or in any way that I can. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.